I am Professor Prashant Panse, Head of the Department of Information Technology, Medicaps University, Indore. So dear learner, in this video we are going to discuss about computer network. So when I talk about computer network word made of two words. First is computer and second is network. So we will elaborate these two words separately together, then we'll join and understand what computer network is. So when I talk about computer, as you all know, computer is a digital machine which processes a data and generates output. It means the computer system must have an input, must have a processor, must have an output, and with the same, when I talk about to store data, whatever is being processed, we require a memory. So this is the simple concept of the computer, which is well known to all of you. Now when I talk about network, so let us discuss what network is. So network is what, as we can, today's scenario we are living in the era of digital world. So when I talk about network, two or more things together are able to exchange information. We called it is a network. Or in another way, if I talk about, this leads to two or other things are able to communicate together. When the communication is there, we called it is a network. So when I say communication, the new word comes, what communication is. When I say information, new word, what information is. So if I talk about the definition of the information, the basic definition which you probably know from your previous knowledge is the processed data, which was the oldest definition of the information. When data is being processed, we will generate information. This is the basic definition of information. But getting some deeper side into the information, so I would like to write down the definition and we'll give you the example of that definition, which says that whenever we talk about the probability of occurrence of an event, I repeat here, when the probability of occurrence of an event is high, then it contains low information. And just opposite, if the probability of occurrence of an event is low, it contains high information. Now the question is, sir, what it is? So I would take an example. Suppose there will be a scenario when a dog bites a man. So I am writing down here the scenario 1, dog bites a man. Now you will say, sir, it is the first scenario which is very normal. A dog can bite a man and it contains very low information that somewhere at some place dog bites a man. But the second scenario, if I talk about, where man bites a dog. Now in this case, the probability of occurrence of the event is very low. This comes in very low scenario, very rare scenario. So it contains high information and you will probably understand this becomes the breaking news. So in this scenario, we can say that the deeper side of the technical side of the information, that when the probability of the occurrence of the event is very low, it contains high information. Similarly, as we are living in the age of information, or we are living in the age of computers, we are surrounded with the digital gadgets nowadays. I don't think probably there will be a people available in the country or the youth available in the country who does not have a mobile phone or who does not have an electronic gadget to study their day-to-day activities. So when I talk about the computer network, a digital device, because it is not now limited to the computer only, a digital device which can communicate to each other. We called it's a network. And now if I am specifically talking about the digital device is only a computer, we can say that it is a computer network. So probably the definition of the computer network is clear to everyone. Now when I talk about computer network, the first question arise, how these computers can be connected together to form a network. So if I talk about the form, how to form a network or how to create a network. So for basic things to create a network, what we require, we have to join the computers. First thing, we have to join the computers. Now question arises, how to join a computer together. For this thing, we do understand the basic concept of the topology. The word is very familiar to every one of you. The topology means what? How devices can be connected together. Now, I am not going into the deeper side of topology, that there are physical topology, there are logical topologies. Here we are talking about only the physical topology, how systems are connected well together, how they looks like. That comes under the part of topology. Physical connection of devices. There are some patterns defined, how these devices can be connected together, and this comes under the definition of the topology. So we'll see there are different 5 topologies available for computer network. To create a computer network, I'll just write down those 5 devices here. The 5 topologies are, which we are normally using in computer. First one is the bus topology. Second one is the star topology. Tree topology. Mesh topology. Ring topology. These are the basic 5 topologies which you probably studied in your curriculum. Now when I talk about these 5 topologies, you probably know the structure of these topology. I am just creating a simple structure over here where we do have a standard bus, center bus, where devices are connected together. When we talk about star topology, there would be a central unit or control unit, and the devices or the PCs are connected to this particular devices, and it is governed by this unit. This is kind of star topology. When I talk about the tree topology, further this central or control unit can be extended together with another control unit. We do have a kind of structure here where we could generate different devices and expanded in the form of tree, in the form of root and nodes. We called it tree topology. Mesh topology, where we talk about all the systems are connected to each other. We come into the area where we called it is a kind of mesh topology, where all devices are connected to each other directly, they can communicate. Ring topology, as you can see, the devices are connected in the fashion of ring. We called it is a ring topology. So these are some basic topologies, how a devices can be connected to each other. But the question arises here, which one is better in which scenario? So there are, depending upon the organizations, because every topology is having its own benefit, its own advantages, its own disadvantages. If I talk about the practical scenario, then in practical scenario we use the 6th topology, which we called it actually the hybrid topology, where we combine more than 2 topologies or 2 or more than 2 topologies together to get the advantages of both the topology. Now the question may arise, if we combine more than 2 topology together, there could be a possibility that the disadvantage will also come. So yes, disadvantages will be also come, but we will try to get the advantages only, and I will just make a diagram here how hybrid topology works. These are the basically topology which we are using nowadays in even your home networks also, where we do have a connection of broadband, and then we connect our devices to the broadband devices at our home. So I'll just make a simple diagram here of the hybrid topology, how it works and how data will be actually transferred. So here is the architecture of hybrid topology. So when I talk about the hybrid topology, there would be a combination of more than 2 topology. So I am having a central bus, which you can understand it is the fiber bus, which is located up to your colony, where the connection of the Jio or Airtel or any provider will be there, and they have given you the option with this particular Jio. They have given the connection of one fiber to the router of your home. This is R1, the router of your home. Then you are connecting your own devices. Say for example, this is PC1 or PC0. There will be a mobile phone at your home. M1 I am saying here. M2 another mobile phone. So this is M2. These are connected wirelessly with this particular, and this is having a kind of wired connection where you do have a connection with the pole of the or the router of the geo fiber. So this is how the data will be accessed, and this is what a kind of bus topology centrally, but having a kind of star topology in the at your home. So this, there might be possible your neighbor is having another connection with the same fiber, they are having connection with the devices and they are using their own devices over there. So this is called a kind of hybrid topology where you can get the advantage here of the star topology and here in the bus topology. So this was about the actual topology which we are using nowadays into the scenario. These are used by the organizations also when they connect different campuses together via central bus, and they used to have a star network inside the organization. So this was about the basic topology, how systems are connected together. Now I will just wind up my video with last point, that is the application of the computer network. So when I talk about the applications of computer network, I would simply say there will be no field of today's scenario where you could not find a network, because your mobile phone, if you take example, again it is connected with the network, you are able to access data. So that is the example. If you talk about any reservation system, it is impossible to have a reservation system without a network. If you talk about any web surfing, when there is an internet, because we used to call it, internet is what? It is one of the type of the network. I am not going into the detail of type of network, I will just write down here. There are three basic type of network: LAN, MAN and WAN, although there are many more. There are personal area network, there are campus area network and so on and so forth. But basic level we have a local area network, metropolitan area network and wide area network. This wide area network is nothing, it is, internet is one of the example of wide area network. So if you are using internet, if you are using reservation systems, if you are using mobile phone, if you are communicating with anything, when you are exchanging information, we called it, it is the application of network. So without computer network, you cannot imagine your life. So this was from my side. Thank you very much.